Milk. Not a paid ad. Milk. The stuff of life. My kid always tells me, don't drink milk because she's a vegan. And, you know, not your moo, not your mom, not your milk. That's what she says. But as a big fat adult baby, milk, man. Milk's the only way to go. Okay, so welcome to Smotivation number 2, the sequel, which means it may not be as good as the original. What are we going to talk about today? I got a Facebook Live thing I'm going to do in about 10 minutes right here, but for Flash. My episode of The Flash that I directed airs today. And also, my movie Yoga Hosers comes out on iTunes today and comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, I think. If you want a signed version of that, go to Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. They got it for you. Signed by the big fat turd who made it. This big fat turd. Okay, speaking of fat, though, before we jump into what's happening later, it's motivation meant to be quick and motivate you and shit like that. Facing fear, that's the important part. You ever want to do something with your life, you got to face your fear, overcome your fear, because there's a natural tendency to not want to try anything new, to not want to try anything. I'm trying to be thin, never be thin. To not try, you know, the new is scary and it's trepidatious and stuff like that. And fear, as they told us in Dune, fear is the mind killer, which they're remaking Dune, man. Legendary picked up the rights to Dune, they redo Dune. Now it's become a little bit Fat Man on Batman. Anyway, back to Smotivation. Fear being the big mind killer, man. This is what you always got to remember. You just face it. You got to try to face it. You know, we can't face the big fears like death and shit. One day you face that. And as I think life is all about building up enough courage to face death, which is fucking terrifying to those of us who don't know what's on the other side. I've heard from plenty of people who think they know what's on the other side. Nobody knows, kids. So that should be something to be afraid of. And you should spend your whole life building up enough courage to have a good death, man. Face that death with like, you know what? I did it. Ugh, and then drop dead. Don't sit there and be like, why didn't I accomplish my dreams? When you die, you want to be able to be like this guy. Go like, can't believe we made the Walrus movie. Ugh, and then drop dead. Hopefully years after the Walrus movie. In any event, fear will hold you back from anything. So one of my biggest fears, I'm a heavy guy, always have been. So taking off my shirt in public, suddenly everybody's like, oh no. Oh no, that's right, man. In order to face a fear, do it in baby steps. One of my biggest one is just like doing a simple thing that most people take for granted. You go to the beach, you take your shirt off. You go to the locker room, you take your shirt off and shit like that. For me, that's fucking terrifying. That's scarier than facing down a gun. Maybe that's scary. I don't know. I've never faced down a gun, but I've also never taken off my fucking shirt in public. So I've seen some people ask me from time to time. There's a picture of a dude, topless dude on the internet, a bear dude, like with a leather cap on, I think, that somebody put my head on. They're like, is that you? Fucking wish it was me, man. That dude's got what look like muscles under there, man. Pecs, if you will. Ain't no pecs here, son. So even in gym when I was a kid, I wait till everyone left the locker room and then change, or go to the bathroom stall and change, or just skip gym, or do gym in my fucking school clothes. So, you know, taking off shirt, not a big deal for most people, big deal for me. If you're going to sit here and tell people face their fears, fuck, I'm going to face my fears. So I'm not going to take my shirt off and fucking like rub one out and show you all that stuff. But baby steps, right? Fucking start slow. So let's do this. That's as much as you get. And you ain't getting any nipple work or anything like that. But can you imagine? That's like one of my biggest fears in the world, is just doing what I just did right there. My heart's racing. I'm ready to fucking shit myself. But boom, it's over. It's done. I did it. Took my fucking man tits, my hairy man boobs, my moobs, if you will, out on the internet. And somebody will, I'm sure, graft a dick in my mouth or milk spurting from my big fat boobs or whatever. But that's how you face fear. Oh, God. So there you go, folks. Today's motivation. Face your fear. Now, I'm not saying everyone go out and take your clothes off in public. Clearly, that's not the message. The message, though, has a lot to do with, you know, whatever your fucking private thing is, little fear is. Unless your fear is like, I fear committing mass extinction, going out in public and shooting people. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about face your fears. Tilt it down. There you go. Face your fears that don't that hurt you, not other people. Remember, don't fucking hurt other people. Emotionally, physically, anything like that. Don't be a dick. There it is. So stick around if you want to. I'm going to be back in a few minutes to do a live chat for Flash. But that's today's Smotivation, man. Go out and take your shirt off on the internet or whatever metaphorically that is for you. I feel free. Tomorrow, dick out Kev. No, that's never going to happen. There's the biggest fucking fear right there. That will remain hidden like Tutankhamun for fucking centuries, only to be dug up later on by some hapless fool from Britain, I think. If I remember my history correctly. King Tut, born in Arizona, moved to Bap. My only King Tut history comes from a Steve Martin song, so I should stop it right there. That's today's Motivation. Stick around a few minutes. I'm doing a Flash live chat, man, talking all about, fucking see my reverse Flash, son, with a backwards jersey. See how it says Smith backwards? Quigley, Jim. Okay, so there it is, folks. Thanks for hanging out, and see you in a little bit when we do the Flash live chat. Show your moves.